everyone, it's Amanda and welcome back to my art channel. Happy Artsy Fartsy Friday to all of you creative people out there. For today's video, I am uploading a piece that I actually colored while on a live stream. So if you follow along with my live streams, then you're already familiar with this piece and you got to see me color it live. So if you aren't aware, I do live stream. I don't live stream on any kind of schedule, but I always live stream on Sundays, and it's usually like mid-morning to early afternoon my time. So if you are interested in catching any of my live streams, just make sure that you're subscribed and that you're following me on Twitter and Instagram, because those are usually the places that I announce it besides YouTube. So this is a sketch that I did not too long ago, and I guess maybe it will be kind of a long time ago by the time I'm actually uploading this, because this video is going up a while after the live stream. The live stream was like in mid-October, so you're probably seeing this a little ways after that. But I drew this sketch back in August, like end of August, and I've always liked it. JMI pointed out to me that it actually looks like my character Aurora, but with a little bit of a different hairstyle, and I actually really liked that idea. And it kind of gave me the idea to play around with some new story concepts regarding Aurora and a possible third original character that might be coming into play. So yeah, that was a really cool part of this stream. JMI was on call with me, and we always have a good time. We always just have the best talks, and it's really fun to have him on call. I wish Nyrel could have been there too, but that's okay. It's fun to have people accompanying me in the live streams, and they help me read chat, and I don't know, it's just a fun time. So thank you, JMI, for being on call with me during this stream. It was awesome. And so a little bit more about this piece. I went into this piece today having not used my Copic markers for a while. I was already feeling a little bit on edge about that. And I had sort of a certain color scheme in mind, but then when I got to the part about coloring, particularly the hair, I sort of second-guessed myself, and I put the fate of this piece in the hands of the stream, and I asked them what color I should color the hair. And I told them I kind of wanted to do like a cool brown color, but then I thought maybe a warm brown would look cool. And then Nyrel, who was in the chat, said, no, you should do a dark blue. And at first I was like, no way, because the background's going to be blue. It's just like not going to blend right. And then I was like, well, like, wait a minute, like that might be a cool challenge. So you can see kind of off there to the left side of the screen, it's mostly out of frame, but I have kind of a little swatch list of some different hair color ideas I was playing around with. And when I swatched out the blue hair, I actually really liked it. And it sort of changed the whole tone of this piece for me. So big thank you to Nyrel for throwing me out of my comfort zone a little bit and challenging me, because I think that it really did change the piece for the better. At first I was just afraid that I wasn't going to be able to distinguish the hair from the background, but then I was like, you know what, it's a good challenge. And this reminds me a lot of my Firefly piece that I made like a year and a half ago. It's still a wonderful piece. It's still one of my favorites, and I just think it's really cool. So I used a lot of the same techniques, particularly with the background. I call it the Van Gogh Starry Night technique, where I kind of use these messy brush strokes to lay down my color, and then I don't worry too much about blending it perfectly, because I go over it with a little bit of the colorless blender fluid and a brush, and I add sort of these bubble effects, but it also just disperses the ink and kind of smooths it out, and it looks really cool. So that's the Van Gogh Starry Night effect. And I use this when I have to blend a lot of colors in a small space. So in the background of this piece there are goldfish kind of floating around, and I really wanted those to pop. And obviously goldfish are kind of like a yellowy orange color, and I kind of wanted them to be like luminescent and glowing. So around the goldfish I had a yellow light, and then I had to blend the yellow into a light green, into a light blue, and then light blue into dark blue. So lots of blending going on here, people, and it's really just a slow process. I do a lot of blending beforehand just to kind of get all of the colors down, and then when I go in with the colorless blending fluid, I really just work with it until I'm happy. When I used the colorless blending fluid this time, I actually ended up using a lot more of it than I thought I would. I thought I was just going to use this a little bit, but I just wasn't happy with the result, so I just kept adding on with it until I liked the result. And I love using the colorless blender fluid in this way. You guys, if you've been following me for a while, you've seen this technique time and time again because I use it a lot in my backgrounds, especially if I'm doing galaxy backgrounds or underwater backgrounds, because something about the colorless blender fluid, especially against dark colors, just looks so ethereal and it just looks so pretty. So I really do love the way that the background turned out, and I think that the figure does pop out even though her hair colors have a lot of the same colors as the background. I feel like she still pops out, and I love kind of the expression and the pose in this piece because she feels very vulnerable, and then all of the goldfish are kind of shedding light on her. I'm still not sure what I should title this piece, so I'm sure by the time that this video goes up, I will have thought of at least a halfway decent title. But I love the expression and just kind of how scared she feels. I think I portrayed that very well, and yeah, I think the fact that all of the goldfish are really kind of highlighting her body just kind of adds to that vulnerability a little bit. So yeah, and again, I always do this kind of creative censorship. Drawing nudity is just not something that I am completely comfortable with, but drawing people naked is the best way to learn about anatomy, so I just like to find creative ways to kind of censor the goods, and I love to do that with hair. I think hair is just such a fun thing to play around with, and to just make these long, kind of messy, wavy characters that just have, or hair on these characters is just so much fun for me. And then just to kind of pop with the blue, I added a lot of sort of orange accents to this piece, so not only with the goldfish, but I also made her eyes and her lips kind of orange. I didn't want to add in too many additional colors into this color palette, so that's why I kind of just stuck with like blues, yellows, greens, and then orange. And I think, I don't know, I think it's a cool piece. It's different for me, it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm still really happy with the results. And I think it was the perfect way for me to sort of get back into using my Copic markers. If you just follow along with my Friday videos, you probably don't know that a lot of my videos are made in advance just so that I can continue to do YouTube with my sort of hectic schedule. So for instance, the video that went up last week was actually a video that I've had done since August. Oh my god, that sounds crazy. But I made a lot of videos back in the summer that are paying off now because I'm still able to upload. So yeah, my channel has been a mix of newer art and older art for the last few months. But again, it's not really that important. It's just like you guys don't really see that I don't use my Copic markers every day because you're not seeing like the full plan of every video that I make. You know, I don't always mention the date that I filmed the video when it's uploaded. I don't know if you guys really care. So yeah, but this was an interesting piece just because I had not used markers in a really long time. And it can kind of be scary, even when you've been working with markers for almost 8 years, like I have. Taking even a break that's a few weeks long can be really scary. You feel like you lose your skills so rapidly. it's weird. But the video is just kind of coming to an end. You can see here I'm just adding some details with my white gel pen and just kind of polishing up the last few things. I go in with a few of my Prismacolor colored pencils and add some softer accents that way. And yeah, you're going to see the final piece here in a moment. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to subscribe and give the video a like. It means a lot to me, and it's at no cost to you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week with some brand new videos. Bye!